Okay, this is chapter 10.1, solving multi-step equations. Combining like terms is the first thing we have to do. And a like term is 1. Let me see if we can figure this out. Like 2x minus x would be 1x. Like terms both have an x. For instance, if we have 2x plus 3y, we cannot combine that. It does not equal like 5xy or anything like that. We can't make that work. We can combine a 4 and a 7 because those are like terms. Those are just numbers. If we start adding our variables in there, they have to be the same. So like if we have 2x times x, we can combine those because x times x is x squared. Okay, if we have 2x plus 3x, we can combine that because if you have 2 x's and you get 3 more x's, you have a total of 5 x's. That should make sense. So when we start doing problems, the example is negative 2x plus 4x minus 12 is 40. Okay, so the first step is combining the terms. That would be taking our x's and getting them together. Now, one of the things you need to remember is that this is a negative 2x and this is a positive 4x. That's one way to look at it. And this is a negative 12. You can think about it as adding and subtracting, or you can think about it as positives and negatives. And sometimes if you just think about this, the sign to the left of the number goes with the number. So this positive plus sign doesn't go with the 2, it goes with the 4. And this negative goes with the 2x. Alright, so a negative 2 plus 4 is a positive 2, so we'd get 2x. And I'm just going to rewrite the problem, combining these two. Then the next step is just, what we're used to doing. Do the opposite function. If we're subtracting 12, we're going to add 12 to both sides. And then we're going to get 2x. See, negative 12 and a positive 12 cancels out, it becomes 0. And 40 plus 12 is 52. Okay, so we're working our way towards getting the x by itself. Now we're down to a 2x. So if 2x's is 52, we can imagine that we might that 1x would be half of that, and we know that that's true because we can divide both sides by 2. This is 2 times x. If we divide by 2, it's kind of like saying 2 times 5 divided by 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So whenever you have a multiplication and a division sign, it undoes itself and it leaves you with the other thing. So 2 halves is 1 and 52 halves is 26. So x is 26. And if you were to put that back in up here, negative 2x would be negative 52. And plus, that's going to get complicated because the numbers are so big. We'll try that on another one. Distributive property is something else you need to know about. And we've talked about it. You may be completely an expert on it, but a lot of people are not. So it always bears some review. The distributive property, they give us an example: 4 times 2x minus 7 plus 5 is, or equals, negative 39. So the first step is to use the distributive property, and the distributive property means that this 4 is multiplied by everything inside the parentheses. So you're going to distribute 4 times 2x and 4 times a negative 7. So in this negative 7, the negative sign goes with the 7. So 4 times 2x is 8x. And 4 times a negative 7 is negative 28. And then you just rewrite the rest. Plus 5 equals a negative 39. And then we're going to combine those like terms. That's a negative 28 and a negative 5 are our like terms. We're going to get those together. So our 8x a negative 28 and a positive 5 means that I have a negative 23, I believe. There we go. Now the next thing is just like before. We want to add 23 to both sides so that we can get this x by itself. We're going to leave 8x here. And what's the difference between 39 and 23? It'd be 16. And since there's more negatives here, it would be a negative 16. So we have 8x. This cancels. And these two combined together become negative 16. And now again we're going to divide both sides by 8 so that we can get that x all by itself. 8 over 8 is 1, which leaves 1x, and negative 16 over 8 is 2. It's the same thing as negative 2 over 1. So x is equal to negative 2. And that should be a good answer. Okay, the distributive property is perhaps the most complicated thing. But after a while, it shows that it's not really that tough. You have a 3 and you have some stuff inside of parentheses, and it doesn't matter how many things. You could have 3x plus y minus 4 inside here, and you're just going to multiply times each thing. So 3 times 3 is 9x, because we've got to keep that x in there, plus 3 times y is 3y, 3 times a negative 4 is negative 12. If we try that again, we'll say we do something with a variable, something like put an x out here, and we go 2x minus y plus 4. Now this isn't something you're going to have to do, but we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply by each piece. 2 times, or x times 2x is 2x to the second power, 2x squared. X times negative y is negative xy, and then x times 4 is plus 4x. Okay, so, and there's really, this doesn't look much better, but it is a simplified version. We've gotten rid of the parentheses, and we have 3 terms now. Okay, so that's going to just about do it for your lesson. Hopefully you enjoy combining like terms and using the